Well, let's turn our attention to Port Elizabeth now, where gang violence is affecting learning in the city's northern suburbs. Gang warfare has seen the temporary closure of at least 3 schools in the area, and that's where we find Sandy McCowen, who joins us live now from the Windy City. So, Sandy, talk to us about which school you are in, and is it perhaps one of the affected 3 schools? And importantly, how are authorities responding to this scourge?
We are here at Strelitzia Primary School. The school had to close last month due to gang violence spilling off the street onto the premises of the school. Gangsters were shooting at each other, sending pupils and teachers dashing for their lives, leaving everyone traumatized here at the school. I'm now joined by the principal of Strelitzia Primary School, Clifton Yankees. Thank you so much for joining us. It must have been a frightening experience having gangsters actually coming onto the premises of the school. What happened?
What basically happened on the morning is that we were still busy with our morning prayers, and it was interrupted by the screaming of the children on the outside of the school premises and running into the school building. So everything was just stopped and the teachers went outside. Some of our teachers were still on duty at the scholar patrol, and they were just collecting the children and ushered them into the premises into the school building. And whilst we were busy collecting them, gunshots flare up and 2 opposition gangsters started shooting at each other. And as you correctly mentioned, it was frantic. Everybody was in disarray, not knowing how to react. We haven't prepared for such a state of affairs at any time of our preparations, of our evacuation exercises. And we got them into the hall. The police were contacted. They responded very well, quickly. And but still, the shooting continued, and they at one stage they settled down, but then they turned shooting on the police, most probably out of frustration of not being able to get that whole incident culminated into, as far as I'm concerned, maybe some unresolved issues that took place over the weekend, because there's a number of killings that preceded this event. And it was the morning at the neighboring school, somebody was shot, and that actions then flowed over into our area.
How did the education department handle the situation? What advice have they given you? What did they say you need to do? Have the police given you advice on how to deal with situations like this?
Well, my first responsibility was to complete a rapid incident report to just make sure that the Department of Education are aware of what was happening at the school. I phoned the EDO. I explained to him. He said to me, "You're in the best position to judge what is happening there. And the most important aspect is take charge of the safety of the learners and of the teachers, and the call is in your hands."
Have they helped you in any way? I mean, I see there's only a fence here blocking off the premises. Have they helped you in any way to maybe make this school safer?
At this stage, I must say it's a long oncoming situation where we have submitted numerous requests. There's surely not a single person in the department at this stage that is not aware of the challenges that we are facing. As late as yesterday, I have submitted another letter to go to Bishu to appeal to them and explain again. I've submitted numerous reports on this specific event. It is well recorded, and as I said, yesterday was another appeal. I trust that the Department of Education will look very, very earnestly at they won't stop the violence, but they will clearly have an impact in the safety of the learners inside the school perimeters, because currently we have access to the school perimeters from any angle, and the gangsters use this school ground as the border where they run from, because they are situated on both sides of the school, and it is an easy access route to come and do damage on the one side, use the facility as a getaway area, run through the schoolyard, and it's at that stages where the children are exposed to gangsters running with guns through the premises. Then obviously they react and run for safety, not knowing what to expect.
In desperation, you have turned to the Human Rights Commission. What would you like the Human Rights Commission to do?
The important thing that sort of ignited the idea that we write a letter to the Human Rights Commission was emanated out of the fact that as a measure of safety, the staff got together, we took a decision. It is unsafe for the children to go on recess. So we had to make a decision that when break times arrive, teachers has to stay in their classes, and they will have to look after the children and sort of regulate their visiting times to bathroom facilities, which is not fair. I don't think any parents send their children to a school where they're locked up for the whole process of the day, and only when they come home they're allowed to gain access to their houses. Teachers are afraid at times to go out on ground duty. So the whole thing was about the access, that was the safety and the children of children that was compromised, and our appeal to the Human Rights Commission was to assist us in any which form, whether it is also to interact between our governmental departments and carry our concerns with them, and this importance of fencing the school and bring a matter of calmness and stability within the school, because it's affecting our sport activities and any other activities.
It must be very difficult, because in the last 3 to 4 years you've lost 3 pupils to gang violence. How does the teachers and the pupils handle gang violence, especially as these children come from violence in their streets that they live in every single day?
Yes, these children, it's a clear reality. It emanates within their languages when they have to do oral presentations. It is flooded with activities of gangsterism. In our days, there was totally different. We would have different stories that we could tell. And it is a concern when this takes preference in the mindsets of our children, that whether they display a robbery scene or a hijack scene or whatever in their, this is the world that they come accustomed to, and it is not good for their morale. And when we have that same outside mentality filters into the school, we're not a safe haven. We need to become the safe haven that we can provide them, to show them the light, and there is a different side to the world as well. And we cannot just stand idly by. It really affects them. Even when the bell rings, suddenly they jump up out of, they're very anxious at times. It is in times when they feel very insecure. Currently, we have to monitor that situation.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. That was Clifton Yankees. He's the principal of Strelitzia Primary School, just giving us what it's like to be a pupil here at the school, telling us about the trauma that these children and the teachers are going through on a daily basis.
Sandy McCowen, thank you very much.